What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight, and today I have some Yu-Gi-Oh news for you guys. It looks like the remaining cards from Cybernetic Horizon have been revealed, and yeah, I mean, quite a few cards have been revealed too. If I counted correctly, I think it's supposed to be 21 new cards, and like I said, somebody in Japan got this set early, evidently already opened it up, and that's how we have the info on these cards too, which there's some actually really good notable cards in this as well, like even a new Elemental Lord. We're finally getting a Dark Elemental Lord in this, and a new Metaphys card, and just so many different things. So I'm going to have a link to everything in the description. It's on the organization's website. That's what I'm going to be reading off. And since there are so many cards, a few of these I'm just going to kind of summarize without reading off the full effect. I'm just going to say what I think about them. And you guys can read off the full effects, of course, on the organization's website. And of course, the more notable ones, I'm just going to read off the full effect and give my opinion on them. So let's go ahead and get started. First one we have is Cosmo Brain, which I believe is supposed to be like basically related to Cosmo Queen. Remember that card from the McDonald's like promo pack? Yeah, kind of interesting to see something new for her. Anyway, level 7 Dark Spellcaster, 1,500 attack, 2,450 defense. It's been a while since I've seen something with actual 50 in the numbers. Anyway, let's see. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be special summon from the hand by sending one non-effect monster from your hand or face up on your side of the field to the graveyard. You can only use this card's names to effect once per turn. The first part of that effect is, this card gains attack equal to the level of the monster sent to special summon it times 200. You can tribute one effect monster you control, special summon one normal monster from your hand or deck. So this is actually a pretty interesting card. I wanted to go ahead and read it off because, like I said, it is supposed to be, like, I guess, new support or new version of Cosmo Queen. And you can kind of, I guess, get that from the last part of the effect, because you could summon Cosmo Queen with this, which is pretty awesome. And, of course, it works with any normal monster, so there's obviously a lot of options for you. I was thinking even it could work pretty good with Dark Magician. Being a level 7 Dark Spellcaster, bring out Dark Magician because normal monster, there you go. Also, whatever card you get rid of to special summon this card, it can gain some serious attack from that too. If it's a high level monster, I feel like there's going to be some kind of like weird OTK with it, like get rid of a level 12 monster and, you know, then you're special summoning this card and there you go, because it could gain some serious attack from that and do some damage to your opponent. So, pretty interesting card. I like that one. Like I said, I want to try that out with Dark Magician. That sounds like it could actually work. Then after that we have Majindo. Is that how you say that? Majindo? I don't really know how you say that. Anyway, this card is a flip effect monster, and to summarize it, basically what it does is that when it's sent from the hands or a deck to the graveyard, you're able to just special summon it face down. It has a flip effect too that makes it so you can send a fiend monster from your deck to the graveyard. So it's kind of like a MEKK-KNIGHT Foolish Burial type of thing for fiend monsters. There you go. That's basically what it does. Pretty interesting though. I kind of like the artwork. Just looks so funny. After that, we have our new Metaphys card. This is one I'm pretty excited about because I actually love using Metaphys cards, so I'm going to read off the full effect. It is Metaphys Decoy Dragon. So yeah, Decoy Dragon returns as a level 2 light Wyram Pendulum effect monster with 300 attack, 200 defense. Pendulum scales are at 1, and then the Pendulum effect is, you can only use this card's name's Pendulum effect once per turn. When a monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can target one Metaphys monster you have that is banished or in your graveyard, banish this card, and if you do, special summon that target in attack position. Then, of course, the monster effect is, you can only use this card's names 1 and 2 effect once per turn each. When a monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can target one of your Metaphys monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, banish this card from the field, and if you do, special summon that target in attack position. If this card is banished during the standby phase of the next turn, you can special summon this banished card. So this card actually adds a lot of consistency to Metaphys, because with it, you can actually use the boss monster a lot easier now. You're able to get one of your banished monsters, one of your graveyard even, and then just bring it out from that. It does add a lot of consistency to them, because with Metaphys, one of the weaknesses to them is that, of course, they always need to be banished to keep using their effects. So if they're in the graveyard, they're just not really useful to you, unfortunately. This card kind of helps fix that, and also I feel like it's so random that it's actually a Pendulum monster, because, you know, we already have Ragnarok, which is a tuner, we have this card now being a Pendulum, we have Metaphys Horus, which is actually a Synchro monster. Just seems so random with all the different cards they're using with this, but yeah, even though this is a Pendulum, and I don't know if you want to use another Pendulum with it to help you actually, you know, go for a Pendulum summoning, either way, this card's going to help them out, though, just from those effects. So pretty excited about this one. They're also getting a new trap card in the set too, so I'm definitely going to do a Metaphys deck profile whenever these come out, because, yeah, I'm looking forward to them. Let's see, next up we have a Goki monster, Goki Double Team. And pretty much what it does is that when it's used for a link summon, that monster gains 1,000 attack, and also it is able to, you know, when it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish it and then get one of your Goki spells from your graveyard and shuffle it into the deck. So it can power up Gokis and recycle your spell cards. Pretty interesting. And then we have High Cupid. This card is kind of interesting, I guess. Basically, with it, what you're able to do is send top 3 cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard, and then you're actually increasing this card's level by the number of cards sent. So you're able to get, I guess, 3 additional levels. It's already a level 1. And then, of course, too, when it's destroyed by your opponent sent to the graveyard, you gain life points, 1,500 life points. Sounds kind of interesting. I feel like some decks like that could actually work out if you want to get rid of some of your cards, you know, from top of your deck to the graveyard, and also becoming a level 4 like that. Maybe that can help you out as well. I mean, just kind of interesting, really. Also have Psycho Ace. This one is really simple too. It is, if this card is distributed in a monster zone, you can target one card in the field and destroy it. So it's just like a destruction card, really. You tribute it, you get rid of another monster. Here's a really notable one, too. We have basically MEKK-KNIGHT Pacific Rim. That's what I called it last night, too. It is MEKK-KNIGHT Morningstar is the actual name, though. This card is awesome for MEKK-KNIGHTs, too. Let me read it off. It is a Link 2 Light Machine Link monster with, of course, the Link arrows are at the bottom left, bottom right. Materials have to be 2 monsters, including a MEKK-KNIGHT monster. And its effect is, let's see, you can only use this card's names 1 effect once per turn. That effect is, if this card is link summoned, you can discard 1 MEKK-KNIGHT monster or World Legacy card, add 1 World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. The second effect is, while this card is in the monster zone, MEKK-KNIGHT monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle, or monsters in a different column from them, and you take no battle damage from those battles. So yeah, this is actually really good support for MEKK-KNIGHTs. I wasn't really expecting MEKK-KNIGHTs to really get much from this set. I mean, they've had some other support, but I was like, you know, oh, it's okay support, whatever. And now they actually bring out a Link monster like this. This card's really good for them because, first off, and I already saw some people saying this too, so it's not just my idea. I mean, I've already seen people talk about this, where you can use Avrim, which is the MEKK-KNIGHT monster, you know, the normal monster we just got as one of the preview cards from Flames of Destruction. You could use Rescue Rabbit, bring out 2 of those, and there you go. Link summon, you just brought out Morningstar from that. So it's insanely easy to bring out. It can help you actually use World Legacy cards too with MEKK-KNIGHT. So they kind of, it makes more sense for them to work with World Legacy cards because, yeah, you can actually use them together now. And it also protects MEKK-KNIGHTs. So this is actually a really good card, has pretty good stats too with that 2,000 attack, and yeah, I mean, it's a welcome support for them. I can't wait to try it out. It's definitely going to work out for more of a pure build for MEKK-KNIGHTs and also, like I said, World Legacy, if you want to throw those in too. And then next up we have, and I hope I'm going to say its name right, it is Rip Lodocus. I hope I said that right. Anyway, it's another new Link monster. It is generic too, just requires 2 materials for it, 2 monsters. And also what it does basically is that other face-up monsters it points to with its Link arrows, you can change their type or attribute with that. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's basically DNA surgery in Link monster form, I guess the best way to put it. So, I don't know, I just thought that was kind of worth mentioning. Then next up we have Zero Extra Link. What it does is basically power up Link monsters. I mean, that's pretty much what it does for you. You get 800 attack. Also, you know, the Link monster that was used to Link summon, you can also, you know, power it up from that. And then it's destroyed later on too. Or this card is, you know, not the Link monster. So, just a way to power up a Link monster, really. Thought it was kind of an interesting card. We also have a Shield Handler. This is another kind of interesting one too, I guess, because you're able to target a Link monster on each side of the field, and then you negate the effects of those targeted monsters. And also too, from this, you get to equip this card to the target monster you control, and that monster can't be destroyed by card effects. So, gives it a little extra protection on that, and negates some effects on the field. Kind of interesting, but yeah, since you and your opponent have to have a Link monster, it's going to be a little tougher to use for that reason. We also have Reverse of the World. This is a really good card too. It's another one for Ruin and Demise. It is a quick play spell for them, and basically another way to bring them out, because what it does is that you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Ritual summon 1 Ruin Queen of Oblivion or Demise King of Armageddon from your hand or deck by attributing ritual monsters from your hand whose combined levels equal or exceed the monster you ritual summon. So from that, you can actually use your Ritual monsters easily to then, you know, Ritual summon into Ruin or Demise. And from their effects too, they're stronger, you know, they gain extra abilities if Ritual monsters are used to Ritual summon them. So it's basically just a quick play Ritual spell for them that brings them out even easier. So that's actually a scary good card for them too, and I'm definitely building those. I'm hoping they're not all going to be secret rares, but there you go, I'm definitely building them. Then we have Magic Lab. This is actually new support for Mythical Beasts, and basically what it does for you is it helps you get more spell counters on the field, And it is a continuous, by the way, too. I keep thinking it's a field spell when I see the artwork, but no, it's actually a continuous spell card, and it just helps you keep spell counters out there. It gives you a little bit of searching power, and yeah, I mean, it's helping you get your pendulums and everything, too. So it just adds consistency, really, to mythical beasts. I mean, not much else to say besides that. It just helps you make sure to organize your spell counters a little bit better, and it seems like pretty good support for them, too. So I'm happy they're actually getting some more cards, too. Then next up we have Vortkular Drum Gun, I guess. Kind of a weird name. Anyway, this is kind of another interesting one too. It's a Link 3 Dark Dragon monster that actually requires 3 Dark Dragon monsters to Link summon into it. So it's pretty specific on that. And then whenever it is special summoned, you get to draw a card. And also too, it kind of has a Ojama Knight or Ojama King sort of ability too, because the zones it points to can't be used. So kind of an interesting idea, I guess, on that one too. I was just kind of wondering about that because it's even like I said, Ojama's kind of idea, or even like Ground Collapse. So I figured it was a little notable, but also, yeah, it kind of sounds like, you know, there could be better options to go for as well. But again, I'm not really sure. I feel like there's going to be some kind of silly combo that's going to make that actually work. We also have Seer's Passbook. This is one that's getting a little bit of hype too because it could actually work out in a lot of different decks. It is a normal spell, and I'll just read off its effect. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Banish the top 3 cards of your deck face down. During the 3rd standby phase after activating this card, add 3 cards banished by this effect to your hand. So it's kind of a draw card for you. It's not really the fastest one, though, because it's like the 3rd standby phase afterwards. And I don't know. I don't really know what to think about this card. I'm already seeing some people talk about some combos where it could work with some different decks out there. But also, too, I just kind of wonder. It just seems a little too slow, in my opinion, because 3rd standby phase... yeah, that's going to be kind of interesting if you're actually able to use it. I mean, Gold Sarcophagus and Dimension Capsule and stuff are a little bit quicker even than that, you know? So, unless you could use Pyro Clock with it. One of my friends actually said that too, and I did see some people talking about that, so... I don't know. Seems kind of interesting, but also I don't know if it's going to amount to a whole lot. We also have Dealer's Choice. I just thought this was kind of interesting card too because both players shuffle their decks, and then if they do, they each draw a card, then they discard a card. So it kind of reminds me of like Card Trader. If you guys remember that older spell card thing, it first came out in like the Duelist pack Aster. Yeah, that's what that basically is, and that's what it reminds me of. Pretty interesting too. We also have the Deep Grave, which is kind of like a slow monster reborn. You're able to target a monster in either graveyard, and then the next standby phase you get to special summon it to your side of the field. Interesting. A little slow, but yeah, just kind of funny to see something like that. It's basically like a monster reborn in trap form, I guess, and it's, you know, and it can go for either graveyard, so it's a little different, I guess, than even called the Haunted. And then there's also Crossbreed. This is basically just a searcher. You have to banish 2 monsters from your field or in your hand who have the same type and attribute, but different names. And then you're able to search for another monster, again, that shares that original type and attribute, but again, with a different name on that too. So with different decks out there that are running, you know, a certain attribute, and, you know, a certain archetype even, this could kind of be a searcher for you, I guess. So another one that I just kind of wonder, I feel like that could come in handy in a few different decks out there. We also have World Legacy Survival, which is kind of like a sort of searcher, I guess, for crawlers in World Legacy, because you're able to excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. You can add a crawler World Legacy to your hands, and then you send everything else to the graveyard. If you don't actually excavate a crawler or World Legacy card from that, you just get to shuffle everything back into the deck, and then you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck or the rest of this turn, except Link monsters. So it's just kind of a searcher for those archetypes, and yeah, I mean, you can still Link summon afterwards too. So interesting. Again, I know I keep saying that basically, but that could come in handy. We also have our brand new Elemental Lord. I know this is like one of the main cards people want me to talk about. I hope I'm going to say its name right. It is Obo Mirage, the Elemental Lord. It is a level 8 Dark Fiend monster with, let's see, 2,800 attack, 2,200 defense. Its effect is cannot be normal summon or must be special summoned from your hand by having exactly 5 dark monsters in your graveyard. You can only use this card's name's one effect once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add one monster with 1,500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. If this face-up card leaves the field, skip the battle phase of your next turn. So with this, you're getting a Dark Searcher from that. And with that, I mean, that can work out really well because of like Burning Abyss and Tour Guide. I've already had people say that too. I saw a lot of people say that, man. Yeah, I mean, it's a searcher for Burning Abyss technically for them. So I can see this actually being sort of a fun card you could throw in there, being able to then, you know, just search for that. Like I said, even Tour Guide, get that to your hand, and then, you know, be able to use that later on too. it's pretty good on that. So, I mean, just that kind of searching ability I think will come in handy for different decks like that to have some weaker monsters, because you could even go for like Sangan, I guess, too. Of course, errata effect now, but still, that could be an option. And yeah, it's actually a pretty good searcher. Next we have Xerdas, the Magic Crystal Dragon. This is a level 6 Dark Dragon effect monster with 2,200 attack, 1,200 defense. Its effect is, you can only use this card's name's effect once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, if a spell or trap card you control leaves the field by opponent's card and is sent to the graveyard or banished, you can special summon this card. Then you can set one spell or trap card to your field from your banished cards or your graveyard. If this card is special summoned this way, banish it if it leaves the field. This card looks like a lot of fun to use, because when I first read it, I was thinking, you know what, this could probably be a fun tech card to use with like Paleozoics or something. Because when it's in your hand or graveyard and one of your spell or trap cards leaves the field by opponent's card and sent to the graveyard or banished, you're just able to special summon this card. And then if that wasn't enough, you're able to get one of your spell or trap cards that is banished or in your graveyard and set it to your side of the field. So with that, I mean, you have a recycling ability from it, you get an easy monster on your side of the field just that you can special summon, and it can set up a lot of different things for you. So I was thinking instantly when I read this, I was like, Paleozoic sounds like a fun idea. I don't know if it would really work out too well. I mean, you guys are going to have to tell me in the comments if you play Paleozoics, so you think this would be something you would use. And I just think it's a pretty awesome card for that reason too. Just being able to bring back one of your spell trap cards too that's in the graveyard or banished. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to deal with too. So you just think of so many options on that, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good card too. It's also like an ultra rare, so I like the artwork too. I'm just going to point that out. It looks awesome. And then our last card is actually a brand new frog monster, which I freaking love the artwork to this card too. It's such a troll card. Let's see, it is Double Cross Frog. It's a level 2 water aqua monster with 100 attack and 2,000 defense. And of course, its effect is, cannot be used as a material for a fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summon. If this card is normal or flip summon, change it to defense position. Once per turn, if this card is in a face-up defense position, you can target one monster your opponent controls in a main monster zone. Switch control of this card to your opponent in a monster zone next to the targeted monster. Then, if your opponent has exactly 2 Double Cross Frog in their main monster zones, take control of all monsters your opponent controls in zones between them. Yeah, this card, again, it's just a troll card, seriously. I love how this card works, just because it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and it lives up to the name. I mean, it's a Double Cross Frog. With it, you give it to your opponent, they really can't do anything about it, because they can't use it as a link summon or anything, you know, or Exceed, or Synchro, or Fusion. And you get 2 of them on your opponent's side of the field, you just can take all their monsters too. So it's a really interesting card for them. I do like seeing something kind of new for frogs too. That's pretty interesting. And yeah, I mean, I just love how you're just able to get 2 of them on your opponent's side of the field, and then all the monsters in between, you just get all those monsters. So it really is a troll card, and that artwork too. It's just hilarious. So yeah, I'm pretty happy they made this one, although I don't want to deal with it either, because again, it's going to be interesting to see if you're going to be able to do that fairly easily, and to take all your opponent's monsters, it's going to be pretty hilarious. But yeah, there you go. Those are all the new cards that have been revealed. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, I try to skim over a few of them just because there's so many cards, and I still don't think this was a long video either way. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed. As always, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the Yu-Gi-Oh news. It helps out a lot. As well as let me know what cards you guys like the most too from all these that we talked about. Again, I'll have a link to everything in the description. Also, be sure to subscribe to stay updated with everything Yu-Gi-Oh, the latest Yu-Gi-Oh news and stuff too. And I do plan to do an opening of Cybernetic Horizon very soon, because since it's coming out for Japan, I guess tomorrow technically, yeah, I plan on getting one of those. Maybe I'll get it next week or something, so I'm looking forward to that. Again though, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on a video, and of course I will catch you guys later. See ya.